Alright, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to more Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Justice for All. Today is going to be the finale. That's right, we're playing the entire thing all the way through. The entire trial, final trial, all the way through. And things are getting a little bit heated. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have been warned that there is a good and bad ending for this, and that I will probably get the bad ending first because everybody does. So let's see if I can try and tempt fate. Oh, am I having the dream again? Ugh, how did I get into this mess? I have my guide open just in case. Let's spawn off! You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. No, the judge's evil eyes. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. You must die! The laser beam comes out of the sky. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. Therefore, you die. Yep. Okay, it was a dream. Okay, wow. I've had this dream before, someplace, some time ago. Oh, you know what? I've done this before. Yep. Okay, here we go. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. On guard. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? So funny. The moment he lifts his hair up, he just looks so evil. If you please, Mr. Lawyer, remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Phoenix? Oh, Mia. Mia! Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. God dang it, who keeps trying to call me? Oh, it's that accursed On Guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. Oh, it's Gumshoe. You're really mean, pal. Ah! Gumshoe, I'm really, really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after her to kill her, pal. Then, you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not gonna give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can and find to kill her. If you can get Maya out, then you can get On Guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? If you got Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. Alright, guys, it's finally time. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt On Guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being, what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder? That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you will please inform the court of today's proceedings.
Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard.
and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are these from which she cannot escape from. You're saying that she is guilty after all? I'm not finished, Jonna. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corrida was killed by a professional assassin, and the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Engarde. Really, Edgeworth? Great job, I mean, no it wasn't. What a surprising turn of events. It was a therapeutic chain of events. I would think it would be commonplace by now, Your Honor. Wow, I read that completely wrong. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. We still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya's safe and sound. Wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls the defendant's mentor? Wow, Zach. Mr. Will Powers to the stand.
Oh, Hannah? Okay, yeah, it's this voice.
Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please.
Okay, I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star.
And what is your relation to the defendant?
I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much.
Sorry. Well, I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy.
On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
But you know, I didn't actually get to see I didn't actually see Matt when I went.
All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Engarde's room.
Oh, okay. Sure,
I'm not sure how much longer I can do this voice, guys. It's so hard to speak with it.
After the reward ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I rested with them for a while,
then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. I realized I haven't given anyone my, normal voice in this game.
Nothing sounds out of the ordinary in Mr. Powers' testimony.
And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. Unless the bellboy is the killer, which nobody seems to realize. But to be fair, he's never actually seen the killer, so I guess I can sort of let it slide, but it's so annoying when you as a player, you just it's the bellboy, for the love of God, they're the same person, but no, they're not going to figure it out.
Well, what are you implying?
Oh, sorry, did Edgeworth just say that? You know what? Edgeworth, you're my hero. Well, Mr. White, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Alright, let's do this. I don't think anything really stood out to me, so I guess I'll just press a bit. The defendant's room? Why did you go there?
Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother, sort of, and I wanted to say congrats.
What's wrong? Why'd you stop?
Well, Mr. Wright!
What is it?
You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you?
Huh?
I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer.
No one said you were, Mr. Powers.
No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy.
Every time? Witness, I will personally talk to the defense at a later time, so for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony.
Sorry.
So, you went to the defendant's room, and then? Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Now we're standing there in front of his room, still in his samurai costume. Are you sure that was Matt Engarde?
Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then.
if that's the case, then you really can't be mistaken.
And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room?
I don't know why, I love that sprite. That makes me think of like Gambit or something. Like, he's talking with someone. First, I thought it was the bellboy. At first? What do you mean by that? Oh yeah, I guess I should have stuck out with me.
Well, he was in a bellboy's uniform and he had a bottle of juice on his tray.
Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy.
And why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry.
I guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct?
Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats.
Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So how long did you watch the two of them?
Not more than a minute or two, I think.
So who are these guests you're talking about?
You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. That would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you, so I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway.
It is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further.
You remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night?
I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in a hyperstate. He ended up focusing on her.
I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long.
But it was really the killer.
I am actually kind of stumped with this first one. Holy crap! All right, slot 4. You've always done me good. I don't know why I thought that would work. I'm really not sure actually. I really don't know. Oh boy, okay. Oh wait, is it this? Oh, okay, I was like, there's no way that's it. I really don't know, actually. I'm stumped, and, you know, this is gonna take a while anyway, so I may as well just get on with this. Wait, what? What? Oh. Sorry. This game's never done that before, so I was just confused.
Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated,
did something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself?
Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor?
This bellboy. He wasn't an ordinary one, was he?
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us.
Very well. Mr. Powers, please, amend your testimony.
You mean about the bellboy, right?
Really? That's it? So we gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that?
Ah, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me.
How much it was?
But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked.
Well, I'm afraid I don't follow at all.
Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. Wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about.
I kind of want to know what's weird about the tip.
That seems like the big part. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips. Wouldn't you agree?
Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think.
A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
Why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash.
A roll of cash?
Oh, well, how interesting. Well, that certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Objection! The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I be standing around here prosecuting? Well, he's got a point. I didn't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work.
So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payment, Your Honor.
Payment?
Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida.
Then the bellboy the witness saw.
Yes, he was the assassin.
Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you?
Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime.
Shelley the Killer?
He is the person that the police's special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer.
Really?
What's wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head, and I think I just figured something out.
Oh?
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night.
What?
Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Witness testimony. The second time.
This time, I was in the hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean...
You're just gonna end it on I mean? Thank you very much. That is all we need for now.
Huh? But I'm not done, there's still more.
Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer, then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. It's just funny. When tragedy hits me, I just laugh at it.
This time, I was in the hallway because I needed to go to the bathroom.
Why am I reading this again? I literally just read this. I don't see anything yet, so. At what time was it?
Well, I don't remember. Your world tournament ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that, and then I came back, and then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 by that time.
You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers?
Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats.
Are you sure it was the same bellboy?
Yeah.
And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all.
But you see, well, he had these stitches in his face.
Ugh.
So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt.
What's wrong with that bellboy?
I mean, I think I know what it is.
The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Oh my god. That bellboy did some kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin.
I'm sure of it.
Slot 4.
I think this is right. Really?
Really, the time of death doesn't matter?
In case that bellboy was the assassin, it would be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're gonna have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next.
Well, the bellboy is empty-handed.
Empty-handed?
That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a card, and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you?
Well, I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or try and pull a fast one? There was nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy.
But there really is.
There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth. You're gonna do whatever you can to make this bellboy look suspicious.
I see. Very well. The court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, we can amend your testimony, please.
Yes, sir.
Do I have anything on that?
So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed?
Yeah, really suspicious.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it.
Juice? What kind of juice was it?
I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice.
If we come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record.
Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to hit that. Sorry, my bad.
Okay,
Slot 4 again. I assume it'll be the bottle.
yeah. Mr. Powers.
Yes?
You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, You got caught up in believing it must be true.
But, isn't it really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and...
So, the baseball has stitches. Are you saying that all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? That's amazing. Oh my god, that's like my favorite line Phoenix has ever said.
Well, there's also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed?
I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. Oh, there's a tray.
This is the crime scene.
There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that it was a tray with a bottle of tomato juice in it. On it, my bad. The bellboy just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
Ah, but that would mean the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
But can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time?
Mr. Edgeworth!
Yes?
I blame you for leading me down this route.
I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say, empty-handed. I recalled you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Huh? What? I think Edgeworth is actually helping us, though. He's trying to extend this.
The bellboy, he was wearing gloves.
Gloves?
Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind.
Ugh, affordances make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't lax here. So what if he had the gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves.
Come on, Mr. Wright, that bellboy was wearing black leather ones.
So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying that all footballs are suspicious because they're all made of leather?
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant, and then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
Ugh. Seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest?
Oh, yes. Please tell us more. Okay.
Good lord, how am I gonna meet this?
After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom, and then back to my seat.
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room?
Yeah, I kinda saw all that by accident.
Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is that what you saw while you were spying?
Excuse me? I may be a poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, the door of the bathroom in my left eye, and a sort of sneaky, spy-like...
I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. I said, hold it.
Okay.
That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details.
Oh, okay.
You should probably ask him only one question at a time. Let's put the proof on the side. Let's put something.
I want to know both.
So who took this something the bellboy handed off?
Actually, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm? You're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah.
Well, it was Mr. Enguarde's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Enguarde himself, I'd say.
And then, what did the bellboy do after that?
Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing.
Press on this again, we're gonna go for the other thing.
He gave something to this person?
Yeah.
And what was this something?
Ha ha ha. If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
Well, this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure that you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
Oh, I think it was something kind of small.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was...
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
A statue. Oh, it's this. Oh no. Oh no. But then we got this from Enguarde Mansion. Oh no.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know?
Come on, come on, come on. I know what it is, I know what it is, I know what it is, I know what it is. Just let me do it.
You have to trust your instinct on this one and take a chance, Phoenix.
Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna save this, because once I tell them where I found it, he's gonna be like, oh, well then, it was the killer, obviously. And he'd be like,
wait, no, maybe, Yep.
What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Did I just get the bad ending? No, I'm actually scared. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. No, I think we're good. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers. There's something you saw. Was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Matt Enguarde's mansion.
Oh, at the defendant's house?
Oh, no.
What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelly the killer assassinated Juan Corrida in his room, and then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
But the bear being found in Mr. Enguarde's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Enguarde is the killer's client.
Order! 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 I said order!
Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it too.
I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor! A minute, please!
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further? Bear itself. himself, I guess. Slot 5, I use for decisions.
I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
A bear, Mr. Wright?
This was found at Mr. Enguarde's mansion. However, Mr. Enguarde was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he's not had a chance to go home.
Oh.
I think, Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Matt Enguarde who took this bear home to his mansion.
Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Whew. Disaster averted it. Look.
Ah, you haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Enguarde's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape.
I can't believe it. That butler. All this time, he was the killer.
The killer and Enguarde were working together, so to speak, and the killer was hiding at Enguarde Mansion as its butler.
What a bold move.
The bear figurine was brought back to the Enguarde Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Enguarde had him do so. Sorry, I don't know. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now.
This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else.
What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to...
I plan to expose a clearly shaky place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
What? There's still another one?
There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
I guess we're doing slot 5 again? Person who received the bear.
There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear.
I don't have to flash back, I literally just saw it.
As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of...
Ah! Well, what is it, Mr. Powers? You're going to scream like that. At least give us a reason why. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear.
What?
Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it.
You've got to be kidding.
No, it's okay. If we're going off the assumption that Adrian was also... Oh, that was after.
Are you sure if that's Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
God dang it. Why does this case hate me?
Order! Order! Looks like you've dug your own grave. Yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count.
So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And, as we all know, Matt Enguarde is the Nickel Samurai.
Thanks to defense, we've made that all the clearer.
Oh no.
I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was who received the bear from the assassin in a room.
In his room? What did that say?
Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Matt Enguarde. I see no reason for the trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you?
I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
On your last objections, Mr. Wright.
Well, do I? What should I do?
I don't know. I'm gonna say, what if it was Adrian Andrew? That's my thing.
Objection!
There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now, we have these two reasons to believe my client is a client of the assassin. Reason number 1, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number 2, that very same figurine was found at the On Guard mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
A real client?
Yes. Is this all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. What do you say is the real client of the killer, and therefore the real murderer? Slatics. Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know that you tried to frame Matt On Guard for the crime by wearing a spare nickel samurai costume.
Ah! Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw.
That could have very well been Miss Andrews.
Well, what about Mr. On Guard?
You will please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figurine at Mr. On Guard's mansion.
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I cannot fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell On Guard did it. I can't believe the defense will go so far as to pin the guilt onto someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty. It's murder of all things. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on.
Order! Order! All destructive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. Prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh boy.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. Ah, I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick! Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. Really strong power suddenly called her away. A really strong power? Oh, it's Maya.
Oh, that's my phone.
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Phew, that's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? You good at where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time! If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. If I just run out of luck this time, is all our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away? Yeah. She's locked in a dusty little room right now, but I can see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe!
Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal. The Berry Big Circus. Maya's somewhere within 300 feet radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About 300 feet radius away from the main tent. Hurry! And? I could see a mailbox under the window. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her! An office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? I can't use my phone in court. Mia, mine's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Was On Guard not, like, right beside us? Like, is he not like, oh no, they're like right beside him. Oh, this is bad.
Court will now reconvene.
The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises: why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real criminal. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have.
You've seen it before?
That's right, it's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Alright.
Why? Why does she...
Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just looking at it.
So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yeah, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Looks like there really was something to that bear after all.
Oh,
Okay.
my throat's starting to actually hurt a bit, and I don't want my throat to die like halfway through this, so I'm not gonna be reading the press statements only when I object for just a little bit, just so I can get my voice back.
I really don't know what to do for this.
Oh my god, the judge has it up there and he's like playing with it. Oh, okay.
Alright, that was a nice rest from my voice. I think I'm good for a little bit. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact here we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness? Yes. You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews, now as she solves the puzzle, and takes the bear apart. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a note.
I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Creda's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Creda himself. It seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting, as she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most certainly the note she left right before she committed suicide. Ooh, we need to see the handwriting and see if it matches up with this. Because if it's not, then it's fake.
Oh, order! Witness, do you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. I discovered his body. I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. Not paste. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate for the contents of that note being made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. I was gonna burn it, for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could, please read the contents of this note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the dead silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impacts left us to record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by On Guard, about being engaged to Creda and On Guard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all.
And that's all Miss Impacts had to say.
There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On that night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
That On Guard values all else, his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public.
At any cost. Oh my god, is that a 4th page now?
I think it is.
It's On Guard's fault that the woman killed herself.
And this time, he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible. What a selfish person. I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too. There is no margin for doubt here. Mr. DeKiller's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. Yep. That's the 4th page now. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with this note was found inside the defendant's house.
Seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe, somehow, I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel's already in the judge's hand, Phoenix. Hurry! The suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? Suicide note. I think I know what it is.
Slot 7.
Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it?
Oh, it's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Matt Engarde killed in order to obtain this note.
Yes, that is correct.
But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt Engarde could not have known what was written on this note.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said.
Order! 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 You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It's just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one.
Fortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I'd like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. A type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the?
I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt Engarde and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Kurita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Engarde.
Okay, I'm starting to lose it. Order, order. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this.
Gumshoe's bug sweeper.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Matt Engarde's fingerprints were on there?
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh?
What am I supposed to say to that evidence?
I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Engarde's learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victims all along.
You got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that.
Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy? Shh, stop, don't look at him.
The way he's sweating is just so, ew, nasty.
Phoenix,
Yes, Chief?
have you figured out what you're going to do next yet?
What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work?
I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
Well, what is it, Mia?
There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate.
Something he should investigate?
I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into this item when he had the chance.
Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that Maya's talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? I have an objection, Your Honor.
That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Ha! Your Honor! The defense has no intentions of letting this go so easily.
We're beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing.
Hey, isn't that what I just said?
So you're telling me that I forgot something.
You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth.
But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence.
I think it's the picture, maybe?
Slot 5, because this is technically a decision, right? Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed, but I think the item that should be examined is the defense's gray matter. Whoops! Okay, no.
I'd like to see you in my chambers. I think there are a few things we need to discuss.
Try this again. Oops. Not that one. Slot 5. Sorry. God, well now I don't know. Transmitter? I don't know. I'm actually kind of confused about this one. I don't want to check the guide yet, though.
That is Miss Impact Suicide Note, right?
Who knows? Oh, we're saying, okay, sorry. And then I'm gonna prove it with the, okay. I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until a few moments ago, which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh.
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impact or not, has yet to even be remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting...
Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. OnGuard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to this suicide note whatsoever. Wanna bet? But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt OnGuard. Right, you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake. Then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note?
It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet been analyzed.
If that's the case, seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and the defense further investigate.
Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. Oh god, I don't know why I did that. I tried to say a line while I was drinking water. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 Oh no, did I get the bad ending? Oh my god!
What does that sound?
It's Gumshoe! Hello, Gumshoe?
What is with him? What's with that sign? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
Yeah, he got away.
What?
I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do.
Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal, but the 2 of them were already gone. It's terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time.
But
Don't tell me we don't have any more.
do you hear that? They're calling for his head.
Mr. Wright, I can't for us to come this far and...
Oh! What is it?
Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth.
I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch.
Take that! Mr. Edgeworth, please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court is in session.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but
I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow.
this time I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
Come on, Edgeworth, come on, Edgeworth, come on, Edgeworth, come on! Yes, oh my god, you saved it. Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
Can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow?
30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor.
Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess, but be advised that it will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
Oh my god, this is like super stressful. Right, well, what's going on with my situation? The killer, it looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Report!
Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time, just spit it out. Right. Looks like we just missed them, sir, but the killer left behind a few things by accident in his rush to get away.
A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence?
I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over.
Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first.
We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran.
What?
Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now.
Sounds bad. Hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this.
My hunk of junk car, I'll say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me.
Alright, just get here in one piece.
I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one! Pulling out all the stops and running every red light.
Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. What just happened? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe? Answer me! Oh no! Did he just get in a car crash?
No one can stop.
No! Oh no, was it the killer? What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We gotta hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well,
If there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance.
Why? Oh, why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now?
Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? I don't know. So I'm gonna check the guide. There is a way. That's right! There is a way! What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Oh. Okay. Oh! 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 The Right, we're not in the middle of a mock trial here. I guess this won't work, huh? This is up to me. Alright, I will think of something on my end. Get your hopes up too high, but I'll try my best. Edward. Guilty. What I'm doing now. Shoot, I should have saved. No! I just got the bad ending, didn't I? Shoot. How far back did I save? It's like slot 7? That's all the way back there. Wow, okay, that's way back. I have to go through this again. I'm sorry. I can't feel good with myself if I don't get the right ending. It was Franziska von Karma, in case you're wondering. Because she has a tracking device on him. So I know that might not matter, but I feel like it does in the end, and I want to be sure. I wish you could, like, skip through this. Actually, can I put this on fast forward? That's something I can do. What are, like, options? There we go. Alright, speed up. Just have to do this. Here, just do this. This is the only way I can make it go somewhat faster. I know this really sucks right now, but... Beep beep beep, hello, Gumshoe, da ba da ba da ba. Sorry, I would cut this out if this was a video, but unfortunately, you know, this is a stream, so. Okay, we're almost there. Trying to rush through this as fast as I can, but it doesn't work if I'm speeding through it, and I also have to hit A at the same time, so, yeah, sorry, it's... Okay, here we go. What just happened? What? Okay, now it's working again, I guess. There is a way. Franziska von Karma. Why are you bringing up Franziska at a time like... Oh, I see. Try and get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Franziska. Will she even want to help us? Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent. I'm using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, Defense Attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears, whether you do your job well or not. That can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict.
Prosecutor Edgeworth here.
Yes, Belief?
There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent.
Probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Oh,
We're doing the...
we're not done till the fat lady sings, as the saying goes.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I just loaded my phone to the next page, just in case. Hi, that is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, you can please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake.
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it?
We would need more time to do a detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. Mr. Carita? Well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Odgard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Odgard could not have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. I think that was a typo. Not facts. Oh, no. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
theory that Enguarde had no idea that the suicide note was fake. It seems a little wrong with it. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Enguarde to not have known it was a fake. So if we're saying he's seen the note, this was directed exactly to him.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, your response?
I believe that even more important than finding out if this note is real or not is whether the attorney's badge pinned to that man's chest is real. I just want the signature on the back. That's literally all I want. Like, I just want that to be used for the love of God.
Well, what is this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, a camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Enguarde knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Enguarde would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ah!
So hold on, the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed into a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Enguarde's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air.
But Your Honor,
it's not as if Mr. Enguarde monitored Mr. Krita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Enguarde didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof the victim made the forgery at an unknown place?
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave.
As I figured.
Huh? Oh, as you figured.
As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Enguarde's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Edward is stuttering? This is not like him at all.
Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of, who was it that hired Shelly DeKiller to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness?
It's...
Yes, go on. Who is it?
The man himself. Mr. Shelly DeKiller.
Oh, Mr. DeKiller. Wait! Shelly DeKiller? You mean... the killer, I mean the assassin?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here? To the witness stand?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Oh, Mr. Wright?
Yes?
Is this alright with you?
We have a choice here. Can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is alright to do this.
Very well then, prosecution calls our witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left for us?
Wait, but if we found him...
Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please.
Oh,
I see. Very good, sir. My name is Shelly DeKiller, and I am a professional assassin.
Oh, I say, what is going on here?
Your Honor.
How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. DeKiller will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure if this is really Mr. DeKiller himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelly the Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second.
I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya!
Oh, a voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objections to this person. You are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelly the Killer.
Looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events.
Sorry. Oh, God. I need to grab another extra water bottle if this keeps up.
Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, witness, there is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct?
It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida.
Well, now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. Bad dream.
Shelly the Killer. What's he gonna say?
About my client. I kind of want to do like a zero voice. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. It's my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He's always stood by this one belief.
You mean about this trust between his client and himself thing? Well, it seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend, so... Well, Mr. Wright, you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your client's...
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means?
Sorry. Go on.
Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
It's only because you don't know about my situation.
To an assassin. Oh, right, that's the voice I did. Sorry, I was completely forgetting it for a second.
The trust between you and your client.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew about my face, it would be quite troublesome. Not as why you're testifying in this manner. This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the the Killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did,
yes?
that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... But that's enough. Please, no more.
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyways. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them.
Oh, it doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of the prescribed role. A role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything.
The judge has better watch himself. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things I need to say before I do.
Ah, that egomaniacal.
It's not good for your health to be so aggravated.
Sorry, I'm having trouble reading today.
You won't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already.
Patience, try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand this mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk.
Not his therapist, you know.
That's not what I meant to do. What?
Trust between you and your client.
I provide my own exchange. I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin's client are to carry out.
I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person?
I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role.
Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured?
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think. Really.
In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over everything else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client. Don't you agree?
What is it?
Oh, what is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name.
If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will.
Witness!
What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is Adrian Andrews.
What?
Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What?
This can't be. On the phone earlier.
What's going on here?
My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back.
Stabbed Edgeworth in the back?
I'm sure in order to get an audience at this court, Mr. the Killer told them a different name. Matt Ongard, perhaps?
I knew it.
This is outrageous. I was deceived. The witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness.
You, Shelly the Killer.
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Ongard, am I correct? I am actually going to grab a quick glass of water because my throat is killing me. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Oh god. Sorry, I need some water because I'm starting to lose it.
The more I do voices, the less it takes for my throat to get scratchy, and I need to drink a lot of water for that, but I just ran out of water, so I was like, well, All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this.
Yeah. That's not what I want.
Prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead proved the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Engarde is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue the discussion and call me when you've reached a verdict.
Leaf, please bring Miss Adrienne Andrews in immediately.
What now? The way this is going, Engarde will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya.
Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. Engarde, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please. The testimony just now, it was all one big lie.
Miss Andrews.
The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and the button, donning the Nickel Samurai's costume.
But that's...
We even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her. You wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I wouldn't say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. I would say.
No, Mr. Wright. You know the truth? Tell them! Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them! Please, help me.
Oh God. Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
We have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence?
I have to get the trial to continue. There's no other way. Like, if I choose the not guilty, I'm obviously gonna get a bad ending. So I have to go for the other one. So we're gonna do slot 10. Phoenix.
I can't do it, Mia.
I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer.
I know. But Matt Engarde is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Engarde. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engarde convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him?
Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please?
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
What? That witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job is done here.
I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in these very courtrooms, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. DeKiller.
Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is, how things are usually done.
What is he talking about? Usually done.
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. Tequila, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court?
The only people who don't want to go to court are the people who know they have no purpose in being there, or are guilty.
As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I refer to when I say client.
This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness.
As if I have a choice here.
Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
I press him the wrong way. It might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit.
Yes.
How much is your fee?
So you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
No, I'm not thinking of hiring...
Mr. Wright!
Yes?
You want to kill me! You want me dead, don't you?
What did I...
Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty!
Witness, let's continue.
I love this game's sense of humor.
Okay, so I need to be careful with what I press, huh?
Alright. Make a save state then.
Slot 6. I kind of want to just go through this quickly, so I'm going to check the guide for this one. First, 4th, and 7th. So, 2, 3.
So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves.
If you use my services, Mr. Eternity, I would suggest you plan for your alibi, too.
No, I already told you. I have no intention of ever using your services. Why do they keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here?
5, 6,
7. And that's all you have to testify?
Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again.
Again? As in you plan to continue?
I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the 4th successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney?
Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies.
That's true.
However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused.
The one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Wine glass on the 5th stand. 2, 3, 4. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Kurita had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
A glass?
Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Kurita had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
Wasn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind.
Well, I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have knowledge of Mr. Kurita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange. Yes? Yes?
Why is it the attorney is yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Ah, sorry.
That sounded like
oh my god, well, that sounded like an awfully weak objection to me.
Anyway, I am positive there was a way in that contradiction.
There was a contradiction in that testimony.
Prosecution requests further testimony concerning the action...
Oh my god, I can't read today.
Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Okay. The third statement. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? What was with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else.
The only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
This thing is very important? Oh. Say it was not important. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my question.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
He just said him. I heard what I think I heard just now. Then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well.
Oh, I'm getting it now. I saw a thing online, I thought it had been spoiled, but I actually had it. I assumed wrong, so I just realized what it means. I'm not gonna say it in case it turns out to be a spoiler, but I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time?
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy?
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is indeed correct.
I'm sorry, that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelly DeKiller? You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip. About her.
So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman.
Oof, it exploded. Oh, order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their requests.
Well, he's never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews.
Ugh. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? Shelly DeKiller. This court demands an explanation.
I'm gonna turn Bluetooth off so my thing stops dying.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
Ugh, I know he's just gonna spit out more lies.
Well, but this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Carita and 2 other 3 small things.
I said that wrong.
When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So he took this job through a letter.
He didn't mean anything about a letter in his earlier testimony mentioned, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Oh boy, this one is really... no. Yeah, this one's long. Oh boy. Alright, this next... And after this is looking pretty crazy. I didn't mean to see it, but it's a giant article on the page, so...
Third statement.
So, oh yeah, 2 or 3 things.
Two or 3 other things?
Yes.
And what were these other things?
A few other things that have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It's really bad if I push his buttons the wrong way and he gets mad. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney.
Yes?
Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you were planning to betray your own client?
That's I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Krita's suitcase. And then, what'd you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. Oh, right. Shelly the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going.
Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hand, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order! 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 So that's where you two were going.
That's why the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client.
Oh ho! Order! Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright.
I'm sure I mentioned this before, how I hate traitors above all else. The cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me.
You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not...
That's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do.
Wait, please.
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
No, please. Not that. Please wait.
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
My throat's too dead for that.
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you? Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor?
Well, I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. We keep this up. Maya, she'll... the prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are...
The prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
Prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. Prosecution rests with no further questions. Then, prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I'm reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelly DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
If I end the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt Onguard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews, charged with murder.
Prosecution has no further questions, so we'll now hear the defense's final remarks. Police, please bring the defendant, Matt Engarde, to the stand.
The item from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out.
I can't believe it.
The outcome now lies in your hands.
Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Ha! So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. Engarde,
You were atrocious as a lawyer, weren't you? Giving your client away like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap. It's just atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life?
Better get Engarde a guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will be... If I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. If I say he's guilty or not guilty, either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose.
now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. The person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, and your client, Mr. Matt Engarde, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's gonna say just what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Engarde, is...
Oh god, I really don't know what to choose for this. I'm going my way. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Engarde, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Engarde is...
Bump bump. Oh, yes! Oh, the whip didn't click with me.
Franziska von Karma!
What are you doing? Oh!
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool.
Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edward. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat this is.
It's gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere.
I apologize for its ugliness, but there's nothing else to wrap the items in.
I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
Suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
Must have been quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That's all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case?
Oh god, is this where I have to start making choices? Okay, I'm gonna go straight for the good ending. I don't really care about the bad ending, to be honest, so... Does that pistol have any relation to this case?
You've yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least to me. That's the pistol you used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes.
Oh.
I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test.
So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska.
It's probably not gonna help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape.
That the killer took that from OnGuard's mansion.
Yeah. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to.
Oh yeah.
But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it.
Did the killer went back for it?
That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from DeKiller. Shelly DeKiller is no ordinary man. And the last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform.
Is that a uniform from the Gateway Water Hotel? Okay, you just asked for...
Was it used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it.
The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing on this uniform. Button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to cover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Sorry. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure, were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly DeKiller's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is, who is the client?
Yes, that is correct, and these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. The judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us.
2?
The first? Make OnGuard a wish from the bottom of the soul for a guilty verdict.
Huh?
The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If OnGuard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go.
That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible.
The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with OnGuard. If the killer were to no longer think of OnGuard as his client, then he would let Maya go. You love me, let me go.
Mia, that's even more impossible.
He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem impossible, but if he can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side. Wait, you mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. There are people who have not seen them at all, and those people do not know the truth. That truth may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? Oh, he was angry there.
I've already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then, you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
That's impossible to turn this situation around in one try.
One try. That is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking Enguarde down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to?
I think it's to Killer.
I think we have to show... it's coming to me. I think we have to show the tape to him.
And that shows that the Killer killed him. And if we say Matt and Enguarde had that and he was going to try and blackmail him, I think this is it. I'm going to save them. And I'm going to check because I really don't want to go through this again.
Slot 5. This is an important decision. Yep, okay. Cool. You don't show that, though. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. And it's the videotape. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to the witness.
Belief, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
All right. Looks like they got a hold of him.
Oh, guys. I'm actually really happy I got that right.
Maya, she's okay, right?
Nice that you concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial. Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence.
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client not to watch it, so I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you were on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted a camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
Well, that was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and a time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Engarde film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime. I'm like 99% sure it's wanted blackmail on you, but that 1% is saying didn't trust your skills, so I'm gonna check. Yeah. Okay, and the 99% of me was right. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. Wow, I completely forgot he said that. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Oh ho ho! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks in plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all danger that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. What if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Maya. I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, Judge, I've been wrong this entire time. It was him. He's like, wait, what? No, stop. The trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Ah! Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Got you in my sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Oh, he's sweating, boys. Mr. Engarde, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We've finally reached the end of the very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Plead not guilty. Plead guilty. Matt Engarde. Even though I'm a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty?
Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Oh my god, he's scratching himself. Guilty, 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 guilty.
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I've left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. This trial was the first time I had stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I really felt hopeless. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself and who I am. And today, the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt. I felt like I had finally been saved. Well, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. Really am happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I've actually felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, side character from this case.
Sorry. It's just like, I feel like they built her up to have such a big role, but in the end she really
felt like he didn't.
Looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there's still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that's good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
You didn't even say I declare the... Okay, why not? You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And you answer. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! Ow. She punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. Kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix, right? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I
felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. We're just gonna skip over Rise from the Ashes, it doesn't matter. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well he should have. The prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? Doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses, the truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense lawyers exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went to do his hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who's destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Nick! Maya! Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. Oh, God. You got unconvicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I'd never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I'll just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, looks like you made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick. Food! Grub, chow, I'm starved! So hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make up for it by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
Oh my god, we're going back. Oh, that's amazing.
Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting.
Gumshoe, are you alright?
Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things.
A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him.
Did it again, city boy. I feel like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me. And I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai.
Thanks.
Now look at here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Come on now. Everyone gather around. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera.
Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on. Tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen.
Well, no, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective.
Huh? Me? You really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have been a very different ending.
Ah, well, you know, it's, Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket.
There was a 4th item?
Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. But ooh boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never known one with you, huh? You think?
Why does he look so happy about that?
You shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. So hopeless. So to keep my minds off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So, where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Oh no. God dang it, the killer. Why are you still calling me? What is it, Edgeworth? Oh. This thing is picking something up.
Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Ugh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. My attorney's badge. Can I give him the figurine? Oh, I don't think I have it anymore. The whip? Oh, please be the whip. Oh. Okay, I messed this up in the first game. I want to get this right this time. Yes, the whip. Oh my god, yes.
What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
Looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly?
So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say, thank you to Nick.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I, kinda already put your name on the bill.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out. This is gonna be the first time I ever hear the real you. Come on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then, if you say so.
Let me say it. Do I have to...
Oh.
And that is the end of that. It really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
I'll just let these little cutscenes go through and then I'll give my opinion on the game after.
So happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick.
Use my tab again because apparently everyone did, so that's awesome.
Shuichi, wow, I didn't know Shuichi went back in time just to create Phoenix Wright 2. Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it! Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal! I may be buried in retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm gonna be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. Hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
We're gonna see like all the defendants. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm here to visit a patient. Yeah, I'm Director Hardy, the ho-ho. Recently, yes. But well, you know, I've seen her around, yes. Well, remember.
Okay, she didn't go back to the hospital.
Oh, nice. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Actually, you know, my life in Zimbabwe, I think their castle was made of cake. Bunnies who can talk.
I think there are any talking bunnies. Even they won't laugh at most jokes. Wow. Whatever happened to Ben and Trillo? I'm ready. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls represent. Got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, Will. You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. I forget my voice for Cholo. Oh god, just doing that voice just killed my throat. Oh my god, was she supposed to bring this back in? Oh my god. Oh, is that it? Oh no. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edward did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. One's trials and tribulations? I think it's gonna be so difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. It's gonna be after Yakuza 0 or the new series I'm starting, which will be revealed tomorrow. Because I don't know, I kind of like keeping it a secret for a bit. So basically, whenever the next game finishes, the next Phoenix Wright game will start. Is that it for the credits? Nope. Okay. I'll give my opinions once everything's done. Oh god, who's leaving now? Where are you going, Franziska? Or is that, where are you going, I don't know. How'd you know I was here? Yeah, I knew it. Huh. With this. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his... I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with things from the Killer's hideout... Oh, okay, thank God we're going to address this. I was sure I took 4 things total, sir. What was the 4th thing? 4 items? Seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I can read. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that, but... me. I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. I may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been, and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You know, something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth.
I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You're going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But, I have no intention of stopping. If you say you were going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. Oh, snap. Don't think I'm gonna walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Yo! Character development right here. I guess true character. I don't know. Oof. Phoenix Wright. Oh, wait. Phoenix Wright? Someday. I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. I think this is me. Until then, this last piece of evidence, I never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece. If you don't show me what it is, I'm gonna... So I can give it to you when at last we meet again. What, like Dual Destinies or something? It's like, yeah, you waited 10 years, here's the thing you want. He's like, wait, what case was this for? To kill her. Wait, was that it? Character development, the final 5 minutes of this game. A+ storytelling. Wait, was that the evidence? Now I'm confused. Oh, and that's it. Holy crap. Wow. Really? I don't even get a save? I can't, like, replay anything? Wow. Thanks. Okay. That's a nice game. I thought there was a chapter replay function. Why can't you not do... Okay, you know what? They're probably like, you know what? No one's ever going to play this game now that they finished it. Which was not true in 2006 when this came out, but I guess they thought it was true. I don't know why I'm safe slotting, considering I'm never going to play this again. But who cares? So let's just... I want to talk about the game a bit before I end today's stream. I think overall, this was... I think gameplay-wise, it was definitely better than the first game, because this got rid of a lot of the annoying things about the first game, or at least I thought so. I liked how they handled the trials a lot more, how they did it, instead of extending it long and long as you go on, where it's like, this time it's 2 days, next day it's 3 days, and then I think it was always 3 days, but, you know, they would do that. This one, though, I liked how they did it. Where, like, investigation, 2 trials. Investigation, 2 trials. And then with the last one, they did 2 investigations. But I like how they kind of split it up. It kind of changed it up a bit and didn't make it so predictable. The investigations felt, even though I think they were actually longer than the original game, they felt so much more interesting. Like, I actually wanted to go and explore everything and, like, be like, oh, what's this? What's this? You know? Whereas the first game, I felt suffered from a lack of, I guess, creativity in what you were investigating. It just felt very bland and was like, I don't really want to search this. Like, I don't know. Every area felt kind of meh. Whereas this game, it felt like I want to explore all these places. It was cool. Like the Berry Big Circus. I want to go around and, like, I don't know. But I just thought, investigation-wise, a lot better. There wasn't a whole... Well, actually, was there any difference to the trials? There was the profiles thing, which I guess was sort of different, but it's really just more evidence. So, in the end, the trials were basically the same, but that's okay, because the trials were the best part of the first game. So, yeah. Story-wise, though, I I can't full-heartedly say this was better than the first game because I love the first game's story. The first game's story was one of my favorites. Like, man, like, I think I'd say this game's story is like on par with the last one. Like, they're both really good. I really like both of them. Except Edgeworth. Like, the whole... I don't know, him coming back was just such an awesome moment, and like at the end of chapter 3, I don't think I'd ever gotten like so hyped for anything in both the Ace Attorney games I played, so like, I might have to give it, for this game, just a little bit higher, just because of how hyped it made me get sometimes, and just, I don't know, I really enjoyed the story of this game, and I think just barely I liked it a little bit better than the last game's story, but Von Karma's case in, I think this case would have been stronger with 5 cases instead of 4. No, because I actually think, although Rise from the Ashes had a good story, it felt like it dragged the game out too long. Like, the game, it really felt like it should have ended after 4, and adding that extra case was just... It really sucks, because I liked that case, but it really didn't... I don't even know how to describe it. It just felt like it shouldn't have been a part of that game. I wish it was just like... I don't know. I wish it was part of Apollo Justice or something, or whenever it's going to be relevant. It's Apollo Justice and then Spirit of Justice, right? That's when it appears again. Anyways, I think I just really like this game story. The original Von Karma case in the first game was amazing, and I think this case was also super amazing because this was the first time, you know, our culprit or our defendant was guilty. And it was like, whoa, what do we do? Like, we had to keep going and be like, how do we figure this out? How do we not get the bad ending? Which I'm annoyed at myself that I looked at the guide because I would have gone down the right path. Like, I was like, okay, I know what to do. Pick Shelly to kill her. And then I was like, okay, what do I pick? And I was like, oh no, I'm scared. What will I do? So I look at the guide and I was like, Zach, you should have thought about that for like 5 more minutes. And you literally could have gotten the good ending all on your own. And you could have bragged about that, but now you can't because it's on video. So great job. Great job, Zach. But overall, love this game. Love this series. The reason I do take breaks from it, though, is because I feel like if I played all the games at once, I'd probably get burnt out. Because it's different doing like streams or in playthroughs of games as opposed to just playing it on your own. Because like I can binge through like 2 games in like a week and be like, oh, that was awesome. But when you do it in such a format where it takes almost so long to finish the game, it feels better to kind of space it out more because then you just get like more excited for it, you know? And I feel like if I didn't wait at least a little bit, I wouldn't have the excitement factor of playing the next game. So I'm going to wait just until the next series ends and then Trials and Tribulations, which I'm excited for. I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard from some people that's the best of the original trilogy. And I'm actually excited for Apollo Justice as well after that. I might play that reasonably soon after Trials and Tribulations because I've heard it's, like, different from the, It's different from like, the main series. Like, Apollo is just different from Phoenix, which is, I think is kind of cool. Because why would you have the same character? You know what? I'm just going to stop talking. I'm excited for that one because everybody seems to hate it, and I usually love everything that people hate. So, I guess we'll see. I guess people don't hate it. They just say it's like the weakest in the series. Anyways, I'm rambling, so I should probably just end the stream. AJ. What is AJ? Oh, Apollo Justice. Why am I being so dumb? Sorry. Oh yeah, Ace Attorney Investigations. That's with Miles Edgeworth, which I'm excited for that one too. Is that? You know what? No, not gonna ask anything. I'll play the game when I get to that point in the series, but... Okay. Now that I've gotten all that off my chest, we're going for almost 3 hours now, 2:56 and right now, so we're gonna end the stream now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. So you're gonna see more of this. Well, actually, you're not gonna see more of this awesome game, but you're gonna be seeing more of Yakuza 0, and then a secret game, which I'm holding in my hand right now. It's not true. I would have to reach down to grab it. I think you guys will like it. It's a continuation of another series I did, like, a year ago? Well, actually, I started in, like, March, and then I finished it by, like, August. So, maybe that's a hint. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I'm going to see you guys tomorrow with more Yakuza 0. Peace out.